Viewers, San Miguel de Allende has been named the #1 small city in the world 5 times by Condé Nast Traveler. It makes it a very popular location, whether you're investing for rental income or for a retirement home. Come take a look at San Miguel de Allende.
Hello, viewers. Welcome back to another video. I am Maya, your interview host for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services here in San Miguel de Allende in central Mexico. Today, we're interviewing Greg Gunter. He's the broker and co-owner, along with his business partner, Alma, of the sole Berkshire Hathaway Home Services office here in San Miguel de Allende. Hi, Greg. How are you today?
Hi, viewers. Good to see you. We should all be sitting by the pool today.
Right? It's the weather is incredible, and it's just the end of February, so great weather we're having. Well, viewers, today we'll delve into why San Miguel de Allende has become such a hotspot for real estate investors and second home buyers, as well as retirees moving here full-time. Greg will give us all insights into the history of real estate here and what the future holds. So let's get started. Greg, why don't you tell us about the history of how San Miguel de Allende became such a hotbed for real estate activity for both Americans and Canadians?
It's an interesting history, viewers. If you haven't read much history about San Miguel de Allende, a wealthy socialite from the Northeast, an American, moved here in 1937 and opened an art school and started bringing down his fellow socialites, wealthy Americans, coming down to visit and learn more about Mexico. So that was really sort of the beginning. And then the mayor, actually, the mayor of town, a Mexican mayor of town, married an American from Arkansas, of all places, in the late 40s. And so they opened up a school called the Instituto Allende. And they were smart enough, because she was an American and knew about the GI program, that all the GIs were getting the GI Bill after the war, and they could use their $500 a month to come down and take art classes. That was ostensibly their education, was to take art classes. So they would come down and sketch beautiful Mexican scenes all day and live off their $500 a month in the late 40s, 48, 49, those years after World War II. So that was sort of the beginning of the American influx coming into San Miguel de Allende. Really fascinating history.
It's great that you mentioned Instituto Allende. We just had an interview with a realtor for Berkshire Hathaway this week, and she also mentioned Instituto Allende as one of the biggest and most important schools in San Miguel, which started, as you just mentioned, with arts only. So it's great you bring it up again. It's definitely one of the most important institutions here. What do you feel, Greg, was the turning point for expats truly recognizing the potential of San Miguel de Allende as a desirable place to own a second retirement home?
I would say that turning point is relatively recent. In 2008, we were named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So imagine that, team. Only the banks of the Seine River in Paris are a UNESCO site. Our centro of San Miguel, I live, work, and play in a UNESCO World Heritage Zone. How's that for history? It's amazing. I love to be able to say that. We have the only UNESCO designated storefront for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services in the entire network of something like 50,000 offices. It's just amazing. The real turning point was getting that UNESCO designation in 2008. But then the really interesting thing after that was we continued to be named year after year as the #1 small city in the world, 5 times by Condé Nast Traveler, and so far 4 times by Travel and Leisure. This is 2024, by the way. I'm sure we'll get nominated again this year. So that really generated a lot of international publicity. We were really in the international spotlight for people that love to travel, that love to explore, that love to learn new cultures. We have been appealing to that educated, upscale demographic really since then, or certainly since the UNESCO designation, because they know about that. They've been to those kinds of UNESCO zones across the world, and so that really got their attention. So I think that's the biggest thing, has been that, once you're named the #1 city in the world multiple times now, 5 times, people start flocking and saying, I want a piece of that action. That's a great lifestyle. I want to come down.
It definitely is a great lifestyle. So well said. Greg, what is it that you feel about the lifestyle here that really draws North Americans to want to call San Miguel de Allende home?
I always tell my clients that San Miguel de Allende is like summer camp for adults. It's a great place to live because there's always something to do. We have the largest English language, social and cultural infrastructure of any destination in Mexico. I mean, even more so than the two other largest expat destinations in Mexico are Tijuana. And that's just mostly because everybody, works in San Diego and lives in Tijuana because the rent's cheaper. Not much of a cultural destination in Tijuana. Ajijic and Lake Chapala is the second largest expat destination. Nothing to do. There's, I think there's a 9-hole golf course, and there's a happy hour is their specialty in Ajijic. Here in San Miguel, we have 4 or 5 theatrical troupes that always have live theater. We have a site called sanmiguellive.com, and you can look up the nightly events of musical performances all over town. On any given night of the week, we have 5 to 8 different places that have musical performances ranging from live jazz to maybe a classical quartet, a pianist. We have a crooner that does Frank Sinatra. We have a phenomenal amount of cultural activities here. Of course, lots of artistic activities as well. That's why I joke that it's like summer camp for adults, because my clients will be doing Spanish lessons in the morning. They'll be doing watercolor classes in the early afternoon. They'll be doing clay throwing classes in the afternoon, for instance, late afternoon. Then they'll go to the wine paired dinner event that's that evening. We have 2 or 3 different organizations that do dinners about once a week or every 2 weeks. And often they're wine paired, where they feature a particular winery. We're the second largest wine district in all of Mexico. That's another feature. We have more international festivals in San Miguel than any other place in Mexico. The International Writers Festival, for instance, is happening right now, and that's the largest bilingual writers conference in the world. We have the Guanajuato International Film Festival every fall. We have the Cervantino Festival every year. We have the Jazz and Blues Festival every year. The list goes on and on. I could go on for half an hour about that. The list of activities here is endless. So that's really the lifestyle that people are looking for. The walkability factor, of course, is another thing. I live where I can walk to the Jardín in 12 minutes, for instance. I can walk to half a dozen restaurants within a minute of where I live. So we all love that walkability factor. The theater and the live music performances are the same thing. They're walking distance from your house, so you never have to get into a car. We all love that European lifestyle. So that's really the key that really draws everyone here, is that kind of laid back, but the little Manhattan kind of lifestyle of always having something to do if you want.
Exactly. There's never a dull moment in this city, and we all enjoy it so much. And Greg, for those of our viewers looking to make San Miguel de Allende a second or retirement home, what, in addition to this fantastic lifestyle that you just described, can they expect in terms of home ownership here?
So if you come down and decide to buy a home down here, one of the interesting things to note is that homes down here can run 1/3 to 1/5 the cost of coastal properties in the United States. We run about the same. Our median home price is about the same as the Rust Belt or Bible Belt of the United States. But if you're looking for a nice estate that's all custom crafted, by the way, there's nothing out of a box except maybe the faucet from Home Depot. Everything else is custom crafted. The doors, the windows, the construction, the stucco, the tile, it's all custom constructed, unlike what you might get, say, in Southern California, where you're buying a $4 million tract home with everything from Home Depot. It's all plastic, it's all fake. Everything here is real stone, phenomenal features that you get here. So the biggest point, I guess, to know about home ownership in San Miguel de Allende is the affordability of purchasing the home. You get custom craftsmanship for, again, like I said, 1/3 to 1/5 the cost. Come down and take a look. Let me show you some options.
Well said, Greg. And by the way, our viewers have probably heard about the term golden visa before. Why don't we share some insights into how expats, residents of San Miguel de Allende, obtain their own golden visa?
Yeah, viewers, I love how Portugal has spent so much money on advertising this golden visa program, is what they call it. We have the exact same thing. It's actually even easier to qualify for in Mexico. So getting a residency visa in Mexico is very easy. No rush to do it. People buy homes here without a residency visa, and then they get it later on, typically. Some of my clients get it before they buy, but oftentimes you're getting the residency visa later, sometimes not even until you sell your home, because you don't really need it until you get ready to sell a home. The residency visa thresholds here, there are 3 markers for becoming eligible for a residency visa here. One is the investment in your home. Currently, that changes every year, of course, it's always increasing. But currently, when I moved here 15 years ago, it was about $250,000 in an investment in a home. Now it's about 450, maybe a little bit more than that. Most people, you know, a starter home here, you can't buy a condo for less than about 300,000. So it's pretty easy to reach that home investment threshold. But there's also an income threshold. It's only something like $4,000 a month, roughly. Don't quote me exactly, because that's not my specialty. Real estate's my specialty. But from a residency visa standpoint, it's a little over $4,000 a month, I think, or a certain amount of savings in a bank account. All of us at our demographic and our age certainly have that in the bank. So the golden visa from Mexico is just as easy or easier to get than it is in Portugal. So keep that in mind, team. Very easy, and we can put you in touch with people that can walk you through that process all the way through.
Thank you, Greg. And viewers, we know some of you simply want to invest in a great location like San Miguel de Allende. So Greg, what can investors expect when looking for, say, a rental property in San Miguel de Allende?
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of clients that will come down and they'll buy a home and say, you know, I'm still working, or, you know, we have a lot of family in the United States. We'll only be here for 2 months a year, maybe 3 months a year. We would like to sell it while we're not here, or not sell it, sorry, rent it. We would like to rent it when we're not here. And other people, like I've had multiple clients that have bought their main home from me, you know, maybe even a 7-figure home. And then they'll say, wow, this is a great place for, you know, investment potential. And they'll buy a couple of rental homes here. So one of the nice things to know about San Miguel de Allende, we'll get 3 million visitors a year here. So the proliferation of short-term rental properties has become exponential in the last decade or 12 years. It's very easy to earn a very good ROI on short-term rental income because of the visitor traffic that come to town. So you can get a great cash flow from a rental property here. Even if you live in it for 2 months of the year, you can still, in all honesty, let me give you a little example, for instance, team. You can rent your home for a month a year and earn enough income in a month to carry the covering cost for the entire year, property taxes, staff, utilities, the whole thing in 1 month of rental, if that's all you wanted. But if you wanted more of an ROI from an investor perspective, you can get a high single-digit or low double-digit ROI. What's even better, however, from an investor's perspective is the appreciation. So forgive me, I have an MBA in real estate and finance also. I'm a bit of a numbers guy. So I always tell my clients it's the IRR, your internal rate of return, that's more of an important factor here in San Miguel, because that takes into account the appreciation. We can have properties that will appreciate 20 to 30% a year for well-located properties in the central part of town, because there's more demand for those. So great appreciation here, great ROI if you're looking to invest somewhere. I had a client that was saying, let's see, should I invest in Michigan or should I invest in San Miguel? Oh, that was a no-brainer for him. He said, we love the climate in San Miguel and a write-off to come down and visit the rental property in San Miguel. So of course we're investing in San Miguel de Allende. You can too. Come chat with us about it. We'd be happy to talk to you about the rental potential and investment opportunities in San Miguel de Allende.
Excellent insights, Greg. I think our viewers have gotten a quick and succinct overview of the fantastic lifestyle of San Miguel de Allende and the popularity of investing in real estate here in San Miguel. We talked about why San Miguel de Allende has become such a hotspot for real estate investors and second home buyers, as well as retirees. You also mentioned a little bit about the history of real estate and why San Miguel became so popular. We discussed the lifestyle that San Miguel has to offer, as well as the golden visa and how our viewers can invest in rental properties. So thank you so much, Greg. This was a fantastic conversation.
Happy to join you, Maya. As always, viewers, keep watching. You know, we keep adding videos to the YouTube channel. So we'll see you again next visit. Take care.
Take care, viewers. Thank you so much, Greg. See you in our next video. And viewers, don't forget to, yeah, I was going to say that.
I was going to say, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. More importantly, subscribe, please.
Exactly. Subscribe to our channel to keep watching content like this. We tend to post every week real estate videos, so don't miss out.
Take care, team. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.